What is up, everyone? Welcome back to Quick Sticks. James, Sam, how we doing?
Doing well, sir.
Doing very well.
Good. Sam, there's a weird shadow behind you, but we'll just keep going.
My bad. Is that better?
Wow.
Dude,
No,
I'm so sorry.
no, hold up. No,
Bro.
hold up. I'm taking a screenshot.
Hey, I'm so sorry, dude.
No, dude.
Dude, I'm so
no,
sorry.
My
Oh,
God.
What is this?
Bro,
What is
I'm so
this?
sorry.
Sam with the absolute
Yo, start
body
the episode
bag.
over.
Dude,
Start
I'm,
the episode over. Dude,
My
guys,
God.
guys, I really want to apologize. I did not know that was there. Morgan
Sam
must have put it
Tripp,
up.
you have just gained so many points in my book.
Dude, guys, I'm so sorry.
Wow.
James, she must have put that up before she left.
He did
Um,
such a good job of hiding that.
that's crazy.
I'm sorry.
So just for anybody who's played the game of Chell, Sam, you want to tell the class what I'm ranked in the world? Or are we not going to talk about that?
We can talk about it. Let's open it. The book's open.
Yeah.
so-
No. I'll respect your
I'm
game.
top 300 in the world. Top 300 Chell
Yeah.
player.
Yeah. Hey, absolutely, man. Great job.
Is that
You
22?
deserve it.
That's 22.
All right.
Yeah, it's 22. Yeah.
22. Okay.
Alright.
All right. Well, wow. What a way to kick off this episode. That was well done. We are back with another episode fresh off of the Salt Lake City weekend. I got to say, this was another just fantastic weekend of games. I
100%.
think the goal differential was a little bigger, mainly from our first game, which we'll dive right into. But
Thanks.
I will say with the weather delay, I was getting very concerned. Water Dogs were set to start at 10:30, and then the Atlas Whip Snakes got delayed, and I was like, the Water Dogs game is not going to start till midnight.
Yeah, I love everyone.
But
Midnight Lacrosse. I was like, yeah.
no, hell no, not when you're 30.
That's true. Different.
So first game we had Atlas Whip Snakes. This was unfortunately, Sam, a good old fashioned ass whooping.
Atlas whooping.
Atlas whooping. Wow, there we go.
Love it.
Your Whip Snakes came out just firing, jumped out to a 12-1 lead in the second quarter. It was actually getting to the point where I had to pause the game and just be like, is this actually happening? I was so pumped. I thought this game was going to be like a championship preview.
Yep.
I was so pumped for this game. It was never close. Whips had it won from the get-go. I will say, from my point of view, putting up 16 goals in any game is a victory, but more impressive is holding the Atlas offense to 8 goals, I think.
100%.
Especially when you won the face-off battle. So, Sam, how concerned are you about your Atlas?
Dude, I turned off all my notifications for almost a day and a half so that when I got back from my California trip, I could watch it in peace without knowing the score. And I wanted to turn it off within the first quarter. Like all that waiting.
Did you turn off the notifications in our group chat?
Yes. I silenced yeah.
Okay.
I woke up to like 30
That was probably a brutal chain to catch up.
Oh my God. I didn't.
Not to mention like our tweets. Like it's literally just like, yo, don't you have to be Shannon?
There's no escaping.
Whatever. Yeah, it was disappointing. And yeah, it's one of those, like, it makes me nervous. Like, what the fuck's going on? It just makes you ask that question. Like, I think 3 losses in a row or 1. Yeah. It just, I don't know, from watching that game, we look lost. Even winning the battle on face-offs.
If only you
pretty
had
handily.
Atlas.
Huh?
Sorry, I had
Love it. Let's go.
Whatever.
Sorry.
We look lost. I don't really know what to fix. Defense, obviously. I don't know. Miscommunication, choosing the wrong matchups before the game. Although you have a mismatch on Whip Snake's offense every time. Like, it doesn't really matter. But
I honestly don't even want to like just come out and say you guys did anything wrong. I just like nobody.
Oh, yeah. And also credit to the Whip Snakes. They were lights out.
Yeah.
Like that, they played, and get credit to them also, both going through that delay. They definitely did something better than what Atlas did. They looked better from the get-go. They didn't look
Well, that's what I'm
sluggish.
saying. I mean, it was what, a 6-0 lead?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
I mean,
Wait.
The game is over at that point. With a team as good as the Whipsnakes, you're not coming back. You can't stop that offense enough to
Right.
come back from 6-0. That game was over as soon as it got to 6-0.
And like it was all those like subtle digs. Like you guys would like finally stop them, and then you guys would like turn the ball over at midfield, bang bang goal. And it was just like, dude, we can't.
Yeah.
There's nothing was going right.
Nothing. Yeah, it just wasn't a fun game to watch. Hopefully, watch a lot of film, and I think we're set right now. Depending on how this weekend goes, right now we're looking to play the Water Dogs in the playoffs.
Yeah, well, it's going to change, but because there's so many teams at 5 and 4. But yeah, right now, Water Dogs will play Atlas.
Not.
I mean,
looking forward to that.
James, is there a team that can stop the Whipsnakes?
If Burnlore continues to play like this, no.
It's fair.
I didn't think Burnlore was going to play this well. Like, dude, he had 72% save percentage in this game. He had 18 saves.
Yeah.
And I actually said at the end of our last episode, I thought one, Rambo's going to go off, and two, I think that conversation that Stagnita had with Rambo, I think it pissed him off. The commentators talked about last game, like he literally just called him like after a game, was like, dude, nobody can cover you. I need you to be more aggressive. And since then, Rambo is unguardable right now. Absolutely unguardable.
That dude was literally looked like he was in pinball, just getting shoved around, helmet coming loose,
Yep,
still
but
just
still-
I'm
but
finishing the play.
Still have it. And
So impressive.
I didn't see one person stop Rambo from getting topside, especially when they ran that 2-man pick at GLE. Like
It's a wrap.
You
It's over.
guys didn't guard it well. He got topside, and after that, it's a wrap. So I think if Burnlore stays hot, I don't see anybody beating them. But I will say Nardella cannot win 9 draws and have them win the championship. That's not going to work.
Yeah, so I was gonna touch on that because I thought the face-off battle would be a lot closer.
Yeah, we talked about that. We thought it'd be Trevor would win, but Nardella would win when it matters.
Yeah, and it was not close. It was
No.
what, 18-9?
Yeah, and Trevor was winning a lot of them clean, but it didn't matter because, like, dude, the Atlas offense kind of looked like the Redwoods of like beginning of the season.
I
Like,
mean,
no one
yeah.
knew their role. No one knew like when to dodge, when not to dodge. Romar would come out of the box and like kind of do his dodge. It was just a lot of like,
he had the only goal for the first
such a
First
good coaching
2
staff.
quarters.
Yeah, Trevor. I mean, it was almost halftime. Trevor had the
Yeah.
only goal for the Atlas.
And his wasn't even a fast break goal. He stayed on the field backdoor.
Yeah.
And that was the only goal at the time. So I was just like, I don't know. I feel like people they need to figure out their roles on the team. But that's scary stuff.
Yeah.
Man. For real.
Yeah.
It's really scary stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to think of the Atlas right now. I still am just, my immediate reaction is I still think they're okay. I still think they're a top 3 team right now.
For sure.
But it's just like, dude, this was such an ass whooping. Like the Whipsnake, the delta between the
Right.
Whipsnakes and the rest of the league is just growing every week.
True. And like
But
I guess on paper, this is gonna sound crazy, but like I feel like in the same way the Redwoods are finally doing what we all thought their roster could do, that's what the Whipsnakes are doing right now. We all
Yeah,
knew
exactly.
that this talent was there at the beginning of the season. They were like not shooting well, but now they're just playing well. And again, I think Burnlore is that difference. I really do. I mean, he turned your game from like a pretty bad blowout into an absolute, merciless thing, because you guys would come down, he stones you, fast break out, and Cannon's terrible from the outside, but he's great inside. And you guys couldn't get back.
Yep.
I mean, and that's important too. Like the Whipsnakes, took their foot off the gas. This could
Yeah.
easily have been a 20+ goal game.
For sure. And Matt, did you see my tweet response to that guy that asked about the Whipsnakes?
Yeah, I did
So
actually.
That's what I think is like what makes them different. It's their coaching,
It's coaching. Yeah.
and I think out of timeouts they're some of the best, which is something that Coach Popovich has always been known for, always executing after timeouts. And they do all the little things. They chase balls out. They fight for ground balls. I mean,
It's fundamentals. That's the Spurs.
they really do. So
So Stagnita is Popovich. So Matt
I heard
Rambo is Tim
I
Duncan.
heard it.
Matt Rambo is
Okay.
Tim Duncan. Or Tony Parker. We're
or
not sure.
yeah, or Tony.
He's one of the two.
Wow, I
Um,
actually like that one. That one's like not great. It's not like Matt Moore's LeBron.
it's not bad. And they're they're the number 1 defense right now too.
Yeah, I mean, Dunn and those guys have an absolute lock. on
Yeah.
it.
So Whipsnakes get the huge win here.
Massive.
move to 8-1. They've already locked up a first round bye week. So it is not looking good for the do not want the Whip Snakes to repeat crowd as of now.
Yeah,
Subject
but-
to change, but
Let me ask you guys, as far as that first week bye goes, we hear this every year. Like, is it better to have that bye or not? Because Whip Snakes are playing so hot right now that a lot of teams are always like, oh, that bye week could be a detriment because you
Yeah.
take a week off from playing.
so I want to say sure, but I mean, we had what a 3-week, technically a 3-week bye,
yeah,
and the week after that they were fine. They put up 14 against
they were
Chaos.
they were more than fun. That's true.
Yeah, so I mean,
That's true.
I think I don't know. It doesn't. I saw a tweet today asking if the Whip Snakes should start benching their starters,
No, absolutely not.
which
What?
I don't agree with.
Absolutely.
No.
That's
If
pretty bad.
injuries were as prevalent in lacrosse as they are in football, yes, sure. But injuries don't happen nearly as often. And two,
Right.
lacrosse is a game where like guys, you don't sit them when they're hot.
Dude, especially Burnlower, he needs another week of season.
Right. Burnlord, not a chance you could sit in. They can get so rusty in that short time.
Right.
Um,
That's why
so
I
we
said-
will see. But Whip Snakes already have a first round bye. Atlas dropped to 5-4 with a bunch of other teams. So next week is a
Huge
must win week if you want to
Huge
improve your
week.
standings there, Sammy.
Yeah. I want to answer you though. I do think Water Dogs have a shot at being the Whip Snakes. If there
I mean,
is
we already
one
did.
team in this league,
We
I
already
think
did.
it is the Water Dogs with that offensive power and how Sowers and Kelly.
Not this week.
I mean,
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll get into it.
We'll
It's a
get
good
to that.
segue. It's a good segue.
It's a good segment. Okay, we're going to that game? Okay.
it
Yeah,
is.
so the game which I thought was never going to happen finally did, unfortunately. Water Dogs versus Redwoods. What I thought was just a piss poor performance by the Water Dogs in some areas. We looked outmatched on offense, outmatched on faceoffs. Jack Kelly somehow outperformed Dylan Ward. I will say Charlie Bertrand is making a late run for MVP. This man
So good.
is taking the league by storm.
So good, man.
He has circus shots every week. He's shooting like 54% or something right now.
Also, he set himself up for that behind the back. He knew
He
was
did,
gonna-
absolutely.
He ran himself out of an angle. So
The
he
kid's
goes on-
IQ is through the roof.
crazy.
It was beautiful.
So yeah, I mean, this one was actually a pretty tight game. I obviously the Water Dogs should have won. This was a big upset. One interesting stat I noticed was Water Dogs had 49 shots. Redwoods had 29 and still
Wow.
won the game.
Damn.
Yeah, so thought that was quite a gap there. But I said a few weeks ago the Redwoods should be punting on this season. I think they've won like 3 straight since I said that.
Yep.
Goes to prove I have no idea what I'm talking about. So Redwoods continue to climb the rankings. So I ask again, are the Redwoods legit?
They
Yeah,
look
I'm gonna
legit.
go with the
I'm gonna
resound.
ride it.
I'm gonna go with the resounding.
Oh, we're riding the Redwoods.
Yeah.
That sounds weird, pause, but
Don't do that. Don't do that.
we're
Yeah, absolutely. I
Right,
think now is a good time to, if you want to hop on a team that might go to the championship. Redwood's a good team. They look
okay, hot take, but I agree.
no, I mean, if they keep playing at the intensity that they are playing the last 2 to 3 games, like their offense is clicking right now. Miles is playing great.
Yes.
And I think that's a danger to anybody. Any defense when Miles is feeling himself and he's both hitting his passes and his shots.
Yep.
And he's always going to draw 2, right?
Yep.
I think Nakai said it during the game. He's like, dodge, draw 2, feed, and that's it. Like that's the recipe. So
Well, and what did we say at the All-Star break? One of the reasons they were losing was their offense had not eclipsed 11 goals.
Yep.
Since the All-Star break,
Yep.
15, 12, 16, 15.
damn.
I think one of the biggest differences is Rob Pinnell.
Rob
Dude,
Pinnell's
he's
come
playing
alive,
like that.
absolutely.
I've seen the old Rob Pinnell, man. I mean, when he
8
dove
points
the
in this
crease and
game.
Scored, I was like, dude, he is so back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he looks really, and not to mention, like Nakai has really found his place on this team finally.
Yeah,
He
he
had
has.
not only a goal this game, but he's like putting pressure on defenses now, which is giving Miles more space. And it's also interesting. God, we love doing basketball analogies, but it's interesting that they treat Miles just like LeBron's spin move. Like you wait until Miles spins to the middle. That's the only time you can double him. Because if you double too early, he's gonna, and then that's the only way to get him out. And the first 2 times they didn't double him, and he literally walked through the middle of the crease. I was like,
Yeah, I mean, it was clear the Water Dogs had no one to match up on him.
No.
Or Ryder Garnsey, actually. Ryder looked fantastic.
too. Jack Kelly looked like he was.
He's having a great season.
Yeah.
And
So
yeah, Jack Kelly looked fantastic again.
all right. So obviously we have to ask some of the big questions. First thing, Epple. What do you guys think about the hit from Epple, the cross check to the head? Do you guys think it was? Go ahead. Sir.
In my opinion, it was
Correct.
Kelly, right? Or who was it?
No, I
Sowers.
thought it was on oh,
No, it was because he
I thought it
hit
was on Courier, but
Wait, the hit to the head?
Yeah,
because they were doing the cross checks after the whistle.
yeah.
I thought that
wasn't
was
One of the water, I forget who it is, but one of the Water Dogs looks like he like slapped Epple in the
Slashed
neck,
Yeah.
and then Apple's like, nah,
Yeah.
nah, and then obviously cross checks the fuck out of him.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
I
it was
think,
Courier. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
was it Courier? Okay.
Yeah.
I think that if he did it without any provocation, yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yep.
But Courier literally chops him in the neck,
Yep.
and then like it doesn't look that hard. But Apple's also a big motherfucker.
Right.
Are you like you
This
can't
is exactly what the commentators were talking about. Like, doesn't
exactly,
matter.
yeah. And I forget what's his name, but I agreed with him that if that happened to me, I'm taking your head off.
Yep.
I don't care. Like it's a 1 minute full time. Okay, take it.
It's
Take your
worth
fucking
it.
head off. Like
I'll take that.
yeah,
But like every athlete knows, the second guy always gets caught. Always.
Correct.
That's how these situations always
Yeah.
are. Like that's just how it is. Somebody slashes you, you turn around, you slash them back. That's what the ref sees.
and I know it was a hard hit by Epple, but like you can't like do that, get hit by it, and then like
I think he flopped. That's what I didn't like about it.
it looked like he flopped.
Yeah.
And then you saw Epple like throw up his hands, like what the fuck?
And
man?
Well,
Epple-
so
Like he's
Go ahead.
like he's that guy in the league though. He has that Avantez
This is-
Burfict.
this
Like,
is
how,
my
like-
point. Vontez perfect.
Like,
Exactly.
other people could do that, right? But like Epple also had a high hit on Sowers minutes before that started a fight. And it's like this is who you are in the league.
Yeah, it's his
Stop
MO. Yeah,
doing the refs
absolutely.
right by doing that, you know? Like
Which, if you want to be,
yeah,
if
go
you
ahead.
want to be the bash brother, the badass of the league, that's fine. But the refs know about you.
right,
Matty P knows about him.
right.
So you're not going to get the call. If you start anything, it's going to be the flags on you. And like James said, the second man, these guys are professional athletes. The second man, every sport always gets flagged for it.
Always 100% of the time.
It was not unjustified what he did. Absolutely. Even as a biased fan, I'll say Courier had it coming, but Epple should not be surprised in the slightest. He got flagged for that.
No, and like it wasn't even that intense of a penalty. He didn't get
No, it
3
wasn't,
minutes locked
yeah.
in. Like
It's not bad.
it was, yeah, right. It was,
He's had worse, I will say.
I mean, he's also. I mean, I was watching the game with Dave, and I was like, "Yo, you see that Eli Apple guy?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "He's a criminal. Like he does he does criminal behavior on the field." He was like, "Really?" And then I was like, "Yeah." Also, TD is officially back. 100%.
TD is back.
He
He
won
looked great.
60%, something like that, maybe more. What did he win?
I
He was
mean,
winning
so
clean, too.
I will say TD
go
is back.
But
No,
actually,
no. TD is back, but the Water Dogs are one of the worst teams in faceoffs this season. So
it's true.
I want to see TD. I still want to see TD win against a
Trevor.
Nardella, a Trevor, or even compete. And I haven't seen that yet. But he's looked. I mean, if this game happened in week 2,
Yeah,
he was not winning. Like Zach Tucci, Jake Withers, doesn't matter. We're winning the faceoff battle. So now TD is back, but is it the same TD we've seen?
I
We'll see.
mean, I think your point's right though. We have to see him play Nardella and Trevor.
Well, and at this rate, we will with how good the Redwoods are playing.
At the
so.
end of the day, we're gonna see it. He's gonna
But
have
that's like we can't really tell right now. Like, yeah, he had a good game, but like you said, like Jake Withers, right? He's your main guy right now, but like it's not comparable right now.
No, it's
Um,
not.
But it is a good sign, I guess. 'Cause
It
he-
is, yeah.
He looked great. Like he's winning clean, clamp, and scoop.
Yeah.
Like it looked like he was dominating. It wasn't a competition between the two, right?
It's also such different like ways to do the faceoffs because Water Dogs play that they want a ground ball for their wings, where TD tries to win everything to himself. So Courier
Oh yeah.
getting a chance to do his like run in and get the ground ball thing that he normally does.
Yeah, and I'm sure that played into TD's strength.
100%. He was like,
Which-
wherever Courier is, I'm going to escape away.
Oh yeah, he knows the ball's going that way. So
Also, a fun fact I didn't realize the top 3 or 4 scores for the Redwoods all shot above 40%, which is crazy.
I believe
Rob
that.
Pennell was 67,
No.
Ryder was 60, Bertrand was 50. Like, that's wild.
Dylan Ward did not have a good game.
Dude,
How many shots did Bertrand have?
6, he had 6 shots, 3 goals.
Wow.
It's crazy, dude. He's shooting a historic percentage right now.
And like, I think the Bertrand story is like awesome because he's a D2 guy, you know, like he was D2 player of the year. That's where he got his fame, if you will.
Nice.
He's also really big. So
He's very big. The entire team is big. They're giants.
he's very, very large. Oh, and then the last thing is, did you guys see Glazner's Achilles pop?
Officially?
It's partially torn.
Ooh, I didn't see that. No.
But it
I mean, I saw he got injured. I
I
didn't
was
see
trying
what
to
it was.
zoom in on his sock because he went straight down to the ground, immediately took his sock and his cleat off, and he was holding the back of his heel. And I
Oh,
remember like when my buddy Colin tore his Achilles, he thought there was a rock in his shoe because your Achilles slides down under your foot.
oh, Jesus.
So as of right now, they said he's going to try to play in the postseason. And I was like,
Gonna what?
try to play in the postseason. Because like a partial tear is just, I mean, it just repairs. Like it's not like there's nothing.
We're
nothing
such betas. That's so annoying to hear.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, your
That's
boy
dumb. That's
Sam. Get him, Sam. Tell him.
dumb. I
Tell
don't
him.
care. I don't care who the fuck
That's because
you are.
that's
You
because
don't-
Sam's scared
you
of the
don't play
Redwoods now.
lacrosse on a fucking partially torn Achilles.
Nah, Glazer, you shouldn't play. Apple, you shouldn't play either. Jack
that's
Kelly,
fair.
nah, you shouldn't play.
Dude,
Is that
every,
stupid?
every single trainer out there, I guarantee you saying the exact same thing.
Wait, the same trainer that told Tiger Woods not to play in the Open when he had a torn ACL. And
Here we go. You did this.
I'm curious how in golf a torn ACL is different than like a
he's
running.
twisting on his knee every shot.
It's pretty important in golf.
It's
He's also Tiger Woods, dude.
And this is Eddie Glazer. What do you mean?
He's an army guy.
Eddie Glazer's Tiger Woods, Matt?
He's an
Like
army
what?
guy. He's
I
like
mean,
in-
physically, yes.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, yeah. As far as like his
not-
mentality, I
not
don't know,
golf,
but he's literally a military guy. So you know military guys, don't you? They're stubborn. You know he's
True. Fair. That's a very fair point. I'll give you that.
You know, he asked the doctor, "Can I do anything worse to it?" He said, "You have a chance you might tear it again." He said, "Done. Tape it up."
yeah, but we got playoffs. And the
Well,
Redwoods are officially
It's
in.
just I feel
so-
like it's just a short-sighted, like you might screw up
long term for sure.
long term. Like
Right, and it's a bad injury. I get
Hold
that.
on, Sam. You are Eddie Glazner. You're on a hot streak coming up to the postseason in 2 weeks. Do you sit out if the doctors say that?
if the doctors tell me that I can play, but I risk tearing it and then I'm out for a year,
Yeah.
Correct.
and then I can't play next year when my team needs me.
Correct.
If you tear it, yes. But
Yeah.
your team needs you now.
Fair.
Because I don't know if I'm sitting down. I can't.
I mean, I'm not. I know that.
Like,
I'm not.
not right now, man. Like this could. I
You
don't
have
know.
shown you can compete with any team in this league
I
in
think-
the last 3 weeks.
I think it's
except the
very-
Whip Snakes.
It's very easy as this like armchair athletes to say,
Fair.
like, "Oh, you
Yeah, I
should
know. Yeah.
right?"
But-
You know, like I mean, I also went through RG3, but whatever.
Damn, I thought we were screwed for a while with RG3. I was so mad.
Yo, okay, all right.
That run against the Vikings, I was
Hey,
like, we
next
are
game.
screwed for the next 10 years.
Yeah, thanks,
We
yeah.
good. We
Minnesota-
straight.
Minnesota Vikings.
Shout out Seahawks. Redwoods upset the Water Dogs.
Wow, that hurt.
The Redwoods upset the Water Dogs, snapping their 5-game win streak. They move up to 4-5, which is crazy. They're only a game behind Atlas and Water Dogs now.
Wait.
Water Dogs dropped to 5-4. Yeah,
There's three. Who is it? 3 at 5 and 4 right now.
it's 4, I believe.
Wow, we have to watch the.
Water
first-
Dogs.
No, it's 3. Archers, Atlas, Water Dogs.
So we're just watching
Chrome
one-day
16.
games together this weekend, right? We only get to see 2 games together because
We're
Sunday night.
seeing- Yeah, 2.
Yeah, okay.
Um,
Which is not our game, Sam. So I'll be home for that, and I won't be with you, which is great.
oh, that's at 5:30. Yeah, you'll be back for that.
Yeah,
We have my bachelor party this weekend, so the boys are coming back to Carolina.
Congrats to our boy! Woo!
Thank you.
Let's go.
Um, All right, so we're moving to the 2 games Saturday now. First one we had all 3 of us in the L column this week, by the way. Doesn't happen a lot.
Wow, it was.
I didn't realize that. Yeah.
We've had a few weeks of being in the W column
Wow.
when
Live
Chaos
Good.
have figured their
Everyone
shit
felt
out.
good.
But this week, all 3 in the L column. Chaos Archers, I have to say, just another week of Chaos slop fest on offense. 17 turnovers.
You looked good in the beginning too, man.
You did. I really thought our Chaos plus 1.5 was going to play out here.
Oh, that's right.
Also, Blaze was
Um,
playing absolutely crazy.
Out of his mind.
Oh my god.
Out
I
of
was
his-
getting to that,
those-
but that's fine. I mean, just ruin
I'm
my
sorry,
next
man.
bullet point.
Here, man. You can.
Let's talk about it. Because, in my opinion, Blaze was the lone spotlight in this one. Blaze is still Blaze. There's no denying that. He's by far the best goalie in the league. He just gets shelled.
I'm TBD
So,
on that.
James,
I mean-
I'm TBD on that.
here's what I saw in the Chaos offense. I saw miscues. I saw bad passes. No efforts on ground balls whatsoever.
Yep.
You guys are the league low in rebounds, by the way, 26%,
Wow.
which is not good.
Terrible.
On the Archer side, I thought Inacio looked great. Won 50% of faceoffs, was great to see.
Did look good.
Against Adler, who's respectable and at the faceoff.
Sure.
Tom Schreiber, officially
Schreiber
still the
was-
best midfield in
Schreiber.
lacrosse.
Shriver looked like on
Bro.
guard.
He's
6
different
points. He had
level
a
that game.
2 bomb. The guy can do it all.
I'm hoping you guys saw the drone footage of the 2 bomb.
It was
you
so
see-
cool.
so
It was so cool.
Did
It
you
was-
see it? Sours like no look pass that it was?
I
Or
didn't
not
see
Sours.
that.
Aim
Oh, Grant. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
The like that.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
the drone footage has to stay.
Dude, what?
Has
It
to
is
stay.
tier content, man. It
Why
is-
can't others?
Um,
Why can't others?
especially on man up goals, you can see all the rotations happen. I was like,
It's
this
so cool.
is amazing.
It's like when you play 2K on Xbox. Like you have that view of the
Oh, you have
court.
that view, you can see everything happen. That's true.
Is it
Yeah.
too much to ask for that all game?
Yes.
Okay.
For sure.
I
the ball moves too fast, man.
I
That'd be-
think people who understand and have played lacrosse, it would be fine, but for your normal viewer, it wouldn't. It'd be I don't think you'd be able to follow the ball.
You don't think we could have one like? Well, I guess.
we're also we're also kind of taking away the player aspect of what's great about lacrosse is it's so close you can see who's who, and you don't want to be like FIFA 09 where if someone gets ball you don't really know who it is. Like
That high ass camera setting.
yeah, right.
Oh, no.
So-
I used to do that just because FIFA was so hard. I'm like, I need to see the entire field.
Exactly. You would like zoom all the way out, but like as we're trying to build fans and stuff, we just need to have like clips of the drone footage. Let Key do like a play-by-play. That's just fantastic stuff, man.
So James,
good point.
what did you see from your chaos this week?
The offense honestly kind of made me feel like the Atlas Redwoods kind of stuff. No one knows where they're, where they should be. Rogers was back for us and he played great, but it's kind of been like a rotating circus about at attack. Like Kyle Jackson's been down there. Josh Byrne looked really good, which was great. But to your point and to my point last week, dude, it's straight effort. I went to the Chaos Instagram post about the loss. I went to the comments and everyone said in the fourth quarter, Chase Frazier didn't chase out 3 balls. Like, obviously the irony of his name, but like, how are you not going to be chasing shots out when you're down in the fourth quarter late in the season where you need wins?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, as a fan, it's like hard to see that where like those chases are so, I mean, dude, it's a possession, it's a jump ball. Like all you have to do is like, it's effort to the end line, whoever, So that's not great. It kind of sucks, but Jack Rowlett's having a pretty good season, but it's never going to be talked about because we keep losing. But I don't know. I can't give up hope because I think we have a chance to possibly win in the first round if we if we make it there. But I don't know. That effort thing is really tough as a fan. Like it's really hard to watch, especially towards the end of the game. Fourth quarter was like it was sloppy. It was very sloppy. So don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm still every week I'm like, I still think the chaos can figure it out. But now it's like to the point of you guys just got to make sure you get in the damn playoffs.
We gotta win.
I think you will because I still think you guys would beat the Cannons
Yeah.
if it came down to that. But yeah, it's just I don't know. Something's clearly off with chaos this year, and I don't know what it is.
Fair.
But it's been
Call
odd.
me crazy, but I think it's because of the NLL. Like they kind of they didn't have as much time as other teams to mesh in the beginning. And I know that's kind of
I mean,
odd to say, but
I just don't like that, man. These guys are.
I know because that's taken away like accountability for them.
Not to mention, there's other teams with NLL players. It's just we had.
Fair. It was a lot of their like first string, let's call them first string
Yeah, for sure. But then
offensive guys.
Dylan Ward came in late, was goalie of the year, and besides this week, he's looked like very good. So,
Fair. I think goalie mentality has a thing to do with that though, and him coming off that championship and
that's fair.
and
that's-
having
that's
just
fair.
that confidence, I guess, would
I
probably.
mean, dude, we had 17 turnovers, man.
Yeah. I mean,
Like,
I think I don't want to say Towers. I'm not going to criticize what Andy Towers is doing. But
You
maybe it's
don't.
like
He'll find you.
exactly. Maybe like they're trying. Maybe he's like trying something on offense, and it's just not clicking. Like he thought a system would work, right? And it's just not clicking, and they don't have like a contingency.
I mean, but what is this not something that I think Matt and I both called beginning of the season? Like we had the read option offense last year. Linebackers didn't know where to go, corners didn't know how to block it, and then like now we're at a season where we've seen an entire film of the chaos offense, and I feel like
That could be.
I feel like some of our gimmicks just aren't working because people have now seen it. Versus last year, it was like, why
Chip
are there
Kelly.
3 guys on this side, 3 guys on this side? Like everything was so different. So I don't know, because especially hearing from Mark how much they watch film. I mean, dude, these guys are students.
That's what I'm saying.
I
Yeah.
mean, you know, they probably watched every chaos game from last year. So I don't know. Maybe that's a lame excuse, but I do think it has something to do with the shock factor of last year's gone. And it's like, okay, so we know.
Yeah. Well, and I think,
You know?
like you were like, so I think it's easier for Sam and I and non-chaos fans when it's your team. It's easier for non-fans to be like, here's what I think is going wrong. And then when it's your team, you're like, yeah, but that's just a bullshit excuse. Like if it
Yeah.
was the Water Dogs, I'd do the same thing. Like,
Yeah.
oh, players didn't have time to mesh. I'd be like, no, that's a bullshit excuse. So I think when it's your team, you're like, yeah.
So there
also-
could be a reality that's true. That's
But
fine.
when you're the reigning champs,
Yeah.
yes, it could just be a hangover from last year. It could be teams figuring out the chaos strategy
Yeah.
or something else.
Or it could be
But
effort. Or it could be
it could be just lack of effort or something's wrong with coaching, something
the
like that.
Underdogs play versus us play. I mean, dude, that's night and day, man. I mean,
Yeah.
Courier goes literally end line to end line. He's in every ground ball scrap. Like he
Yeah.
comes to the bench and he looks absolutely
He wins every ball scrap.
But
Exactly.
again, that's a team that doesn't have a title yet. And the Chaos are coming off of one. So I think the effort's probably a little higher for teams that don't like
Yeah.
well, and that's the crazy part is the Whipsnakes have what, 3
We
titles?
already had it back to back. Yeah, we've already had it
And
back.
they're leading in ground balls. It's like
That's true.
what?
That's true.
So I don't know what it is, but there's something going on with the Chaos.
That's an interesting point, man. Actually,
It is. That might be a good poll on Twitter of just
Yeah.
what's going on with the Chaos.
I also want to, and we talked about this last week, Matt, but like I want to like an entire like graph, if you will, of 2-point goals, and then next to it, people's records. Because I think there's a correlation between 2-point goals and better teams. Because it's such a big difference. You
I
know?
could probably pull that.
Like, we've had 1 or 2 this year, maybe. The Redwoods had a time where they had a couple each game. Chanichuk has hit a bunch for the Whipsnakes. Connor Kelly has hit some for the Dogs, but I don't know.
2-point goals. So number 1 with 12 is Atlas.
Yeah,
Number 2 is Redwoods and Water Dogs, both with 8.
yeah.
Archers are at 6, Whipsnakes are 5, Chaos 4, Chrome 3, Cannons 2.
It's
Rome is 3.
Chrome is 3, which is but they don't need 2 bombs.
it's not that weird because they literally don't need to. They have some of the best finishers. In
Cannons should be
Right.
higher.
It's
Yeah.
just it's just
what I'm
like
saying,
that
and I think
outlier, you
that's
know.
one of Cannon's issues. Like if you have to come back in a game, you have to hit a 2-bomb. You have
to have a shooter out
you
there.
have to have a 2-bomb.
What so there's 2 teams tied for first place in 1-point goals. Who do you think they are?
Whipsnakes,
I would say Archers and Water Dogs.
Archers, and
Same.
Whipsnakes.
Archers and Water Dogs. 102. Chrome has 101. So I think James, I mean, looking at top to bottom in 2-point goals, the consensus is yes, the better teams, Atlas, Water Dogs, Archers, Redwoods are all towards the top.
Yeah.
And then you have your one-offs like Whip Snakes and Chrome, who are top teams, but just don't need
Honestly,
2-pointers.
Yeah, I haven't.
And then Chaos Cannons are your bottom two.
Yeah.
So
Makes sense, man. Seriously.
it does. That's actually a kind of a good
Because,
point of
dude,
view to take.
so many of your comebacks, in particular the Water Dogs, you guys have like come out down by 4, tied up in a minute. You know, like that's a different game now in the span of literally 1 minute. So
Well, and that's something I looked at for the Atlas Whip Snakes game was, I think it was when they were down like 8-3.
yeah,
And I was like, just watch, Ramar's coming. And sure enough, Ramar comes on the field. Literally, as soon as he steps on the field, calls to the ball, ran up and just on the run 2-pointer. He missed it, but I was like, it was a great call by Rubio. It's like, you're down by 5, you need a 2-pointer. If you can get it within 3, you're okay.
and
But-
just the absolute, you know, just it's even when he misses, it still causes just so much like you have to rotate and like you have to like it's
Yeah. Well, so that's actually a good segue into the Cannons. Because Cannons lost again, shocker. They lost by 2. And I said this last week. The Cannons are losing every week, but they're not getting blown out. They keep
not.
it tight. And
They're
I
not.
think so. Most of this game, Chrome was up by 2, usually 3 goals.
Yep.
And I think that's a huge part of it is the Cannons just don't have a 2-point threat. They don't have a guy to take it from a 3-goal game to a 1-goal game, which is huge late in the game.
especially in a span of such a short time to shorten
Exactly. And
You're cutting the lead in half, you know.
so this game was pretty tight. The last 5 possessions for the Cannons was literally Lyle getting the ball up top and trying to beat his man. If he did, it was a bad shot, missed shot. But he was literally just going back and forth trying to shake his defender. And like a couple times he fell down, he turned the ball over, which gives Chrome a fast break.
Yep.
But I'm like, dude, they live or die by Lyle in that span. It's
Like,
either
why
Lyle scoring or we're giving the ball up.
don't they do that Whip Snakes GLE pick
They need to do something.
or Lyle? Like, I feel like that would work so well. Not to mention we talked about this before we started recording, but like JT needs to be talked about, man.
JT Giles Harris is
He-
putting up MVP numbers on defense.
I mean, dude, he locked like Lyle had some highlight goals, which obviously everybody saw, but a lot of the comments were like he had 3 points.
yeah,
so-
that's what people looked at.
Yeah, right. I will say Lyle's like shovel pass after like the double team when the guy was
Oh my
coming to
God.
the goal, dude. That was and the drone footage of that was amazing. But no, I think Lyle needs to be talked about more. I think Scanoni needs to be talked about even more. And I
True.
think Morocco is out for me. I think he is such a problem.
Yeah, I think
It's
they're gonna
such a
move on from
liability.
Morocco.
There is a couple shots
Um,
where I'm like, that's on the goalie. You gotta have that. So I don't
I
know.
saw Keegs tweeted that Scanoni's saving like 75% of shots from the right side of the field or something. Like he's putting up crazy numbers.
Wow, yeah,
I didn't know it was that much. Damn.
4% this week, man.
I mean, so my question is, do the Chrome currently stand the best chance to unseat the Whip Snake? Sorry. 'Cause I still think the Chrome are. I'm moving them above Atlas officially. I think Chrome is a more complete team right now than Atlas.
I think they are, but I think the Water Dogs have a better chance than the Chrome does.
That's fair.
For sure.
Yeah,
But
I agree
I
with
think,
James.
I think that's solely because of Sowers. That's 100% because of
Dude.
Sowers.
Yeah.
He's shown like you can't putting a long pull or shorty on him. It doesn't matter.
Nope.
He's gonna beat him, especially on like the
Sure.
um,
Just keep talking.
especially coming off like the stoppage, and you put someone on him. He's gonna
You better
him
be
every
ready.
time.
Yep.
to the
You better
goal.
be in position.
Wow, we went through that game. We didn't even talk about what he did to Isaiah Davis Allen. He absolutely
I mean, it's becoming like a weekly
Cooked him.
thing.
shook that man and then did the
But yeah, he's definitely a difference maker, and I think he would be one of the difference makers in Water Dogs upsetting Whip Snakes.
That's
So- I agree. I think right now this season Water Dogs have a better chance, but I'm thinking, and this wasn't part of the question, but my brain is just thinking more long term of like this Chrome team is so freaking young. You're giving a full off season for Wisnauskas, Nick Turn, Malloy, all these guys.
Sure.
Colin Heacock, who's having a very quiet season.
True.
All of these guys, JT Giles Harris, this is essentially his rookie
Basically
season.
rookie year, yeah.
And he's holding Lyle Thompson to 3 points.
It's true.
And then you've got Scanoni. All these guys are getting another year under their belt. It's like this Chrome team could come out absolutely firing next year.
So like at the same
Absolutely,
token
I
though,
think so.
like we don't know. We are now seeing a little bit of what Hannah can do, and he's
True,
you know,
true.
hardly even hit close to a peak. He's still
yeah,
right now
not
trying
at
to
all.
slow the game down, and I think when he does that, he's going to be equally as dangerous as some of the guys that you're referencing on the Chrome, and that's
Oh, I
with
agree.
hours coming up from X. So,
I agree.
but I do, as far as long term, they seem like a little, like the Bulls. Like you can really see like a long term with some of those young guys. So
I'm really nervous about the Chrome next year. I think
yeah, I think officially
They're gonna be-
I am.
for sure.
really good.
Well, we didn't think Scanoni was going to have a season like this.
No,
He's
absolutely.
never had a season like this.
Credit to him, man. Like he's playing out of his mind.
Like, remember all the comments when Galloway was retiring? It was like, oh my God, Chrome, we're screwed, blah, blah, blah. Not to mention, shout out Bryce, like people before the season.
Yo, Bryce.
Hold on.
Yo, Bryce, what's up?
We'll have him on. We'll
Bryce is
definitely have him on
feeling-
the pod. We'll definitely have him on. But,
Thank God the Archers are doing okay, because if those two had flipped after his week 1 prediction,
Oh my
that would have been bad.
that man would be locked in a room
Yesterday,
still.
during the midnight game, was like, hey man, are you up watching this? I was like, of course. Yes,
So on the flip side, is there any hope for the Cannons this season, or are we officially saying they're the worst team in the league?
Worst team.
they are. Yeah, they are the worst team in the league. They can't close out games, and they rely too much on Lyle. That's it.
Thank you.
For
That's it.
Lyle.
And
Dude,
It's just
you
becoming
know
a
what?
contest.
It's your bachelor party tomorrow. I'm gonna let you have it.
okay,
It's
All
your
right.
week.
See ya.
that's fair. And I think Morocco is a true liability. He has been.
So it sucks because again, the Cannons don't have a first round pick. The Atlas do, which is fantastic. But
Oh, that's
the Cannons are going to have to find a goalie this year and another defenseman.
well, they do.
too.
And like you said last week, they got to use Bubba more. They have to use Bubba the same way
Yeah.
the Redwoods use Perkovic, man. Like they got to use him more. He's such a
Yeah.
freak. So
Question. And I was just thinking of this watching the Cannons game. The way their season is going, does this like what they had in this year's draft, right? Do you think they could have done stuff differently? Like the whole trading us for the first round pick next year for, I
Well,
think
that was the stupidest move of the draft.
So honestly, it looks like that they should have got a defenseman. That's the answer.
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
They
Like
should have gotten Cohen. They should have gotten. I mean, I don't know. Whoever those guys were at the top of the list.
at least someone.
That's what they needed.
But yeah, it's just
more than
I was just thinking about that. Like this just proves that they made
You know what's
wrong decisions.
interesting
in the
is I
draft.
forgot they drafted Colin Kirst. They drafted a goalie,
wow.
and I don't know why he hasn't seen the field yet.
They talked about that during the game, dude. And
Is he still on the rock or is he's on the player pool, right?
No,
I
he's
don't
on.
think so. He's on the team, I think.
Is he on the team?
I'll check their roster. I'm pretty sure he is.
Check their roster because they only had people who like played on this one. I think.
Oh,
Yeah, he's on their roster.
that was a sick goal.
I
That's
think.
very interesting why he hasn't played yet.
Well, I think what's hard is like when do you do it? Because
Well, I mean, now now like
Now, yeah,
I want to say
yeah.
you might as well. I mean, what do you have
Yeah.
to lose?
I wouldn't be surprised if we do see it.
All
Yes, you're still fighting for a playoff spot, but it's like,
That's-
does it really matter?
Are you?
I mean,
technically, yes.
technically they are, but like you're gonna get slapped in the first round.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like
They're gonna have to play like
You
either
don't- but
Chrome or
go into
Atlas.
you don't go into a season like this with that mentality, man. That's
no, not at all. But
I think it's shocking that he hasn't even been given a chance yet.
that's what I'm saying. I think I wouldn't be surprised to see him next game to get him some playing time this year,
yeah.
just to
also
show
hard
him some
because-
play.
What we've been talking about is part of the issue, though. Like, it's not like he's been shelled 12-0 and a half. The Cannons have been in these games.
Yeah.
It's so hard to just sit down and just be like, oh, it's the goalie's fault. Let's pull him because it's like 5-4 and it's 7-5 and they lose by 2. Like, it's not like they're getting
Well, and like, I mean, they held Chrome to 11 goals. I think that's a victory,
So
but
it's
they
really-
only put up 9. You're not gonna win any game putting up 9 goals.
It also kind of sucks because Asher's been like kind of like nowhere.
Asher's been
Oh my God, Matt! I'm so glad we talked about this. So did you realize that they benched Cockerton this week?
They benched him.
Yeah. So the commentators talked about it. There was like a big discussion within the team if they should bring back not Rafus.
Shane
Yeah,
Jackson.
they had Donville down there, Rafus, Thompson sometimes, and like Drenner. And
Yeah,
the
yeah.
commentators were like, Cockerton is playing so well for you guys. And there was like a discussion as to like if he should start, if he should play, and he just didn't play. And I think that was a very, very bad decision. But if you look
Yeah,
at
I
the-
don't know what you've seen the last 2 weeks that you should bench him.
Exactly. It was such a weird, and even like some of the commentators were like, I don't know if that's the right decision. He was
The locker room stuff. It doesn't
a
seem
big
like it.
part of your off. I don't know. There's definitely something more to it because in a world where you need goals, you bench the goal scorer. So,
Right.
especially someone that has proved he can play off ball to Lyle, which is not easy.
Huh.
Hmm.
Matt and I
That's
were
very
talking about how
interesting.
great Cockerton is, and like maybe they got him 2 games too late, but now they don't even play him.
Yeah, that's weird.
You know, so just something to think about. And,
Huh.
and that's the kind of things that's like coaching doesn't matter. It does because that's a bad decision.
For sure. Yeah.
Right.
I think it's one of 1,000 things wrong with the Cannons right now.
Thank you for the first round pick.
Yo, shut up. You're getting Sam Hanley. Shut up.
Oh, dude,
That's gonna be so annoying.
can we just?
We're not gonna think about that right now. We're not gonna think about that right now. Chrome win this one. They move up to 6-3. Cannons have now lost 8 in a row.
Cromer 6-3.
Chrome are 6-3.
Jesus,
So they are currently in second place.
this league flipped around in like 2 weeks. It's crazy.
It sure did. So that is a wrap on Salt Lake City this weekend. The PLL is going to Seattle, Washington, the West Coast trip, which is dope. So let's give some predictions here real quick. First game we've got Chrome
This is a
Redwoods.
hard weekend.
It is.
Chrome are -1.5. The over under is 23.5. Samuel L. Jackson, who do you like?
Motherfucker.
You said Chrome were -1
Yes.
or -2, I guess. Dude, I like Redwoods, man. I'm taking Redwoods.
James?
I'm
keep
actually
going.
oh,
Same analysis.
same analytics.
Nope. Okay, James.
Is that it? Okay. I want to take Redwoods because they're hot right now, but I think Chrome's defense is going to be a problem for them. So I'm going to take Chrome.
Yeah, I was on your side originally, Sam, taking the hot team, but like I said, I think Chrome are the most put together team right now behind the Whip Snake. So if this was 2.5, I'd take Redwoods, but 1.5, I got to take Chrome.
Yep.
Next game we got is Archer's Water Dogs. This is a huge one. Both teams are 5-4.
We're watching that together Saturday night. Yikes.
Oh,
Have
shit,
I-
didn't think about that.
Yeah, I think this might be calling it early. It might be game of the weekend. Right here.
Yeah, for sure.
Probably, yeah.
Sure. Yeah, for sure.
Archers are -1.5. Over unders 24.5. James, who you got?
That over. I got the Water Dogs. Easy. Unless someone
Yeah.
can name Archer's defenseman that can check Sowers, I got the Dogs.
Well, Graham Hossack may actually never mind.
Bro, what?
I mean, he'll probably be on Sours, but
Dude, that guy's gonna need 49 ladders to stay with him.
well, we want to thank Sam for joining. Oh, he's back. Never mind. Just shutting the door real quick.
What's up? I am taking Water Dogs.
Sure.
Like that? Like that?
Yeah, I'm rounding that out. I'm taking Water Dogs, especially since they're +1.5, but also loving the over in this one.
I was gonna say hammering it.
Yeah,
What is it,
24.5 is a little high, but
25.
24.5, but that's like a 13-12 game. That this will hit 13-12.
Like, come on, man. That's
Yeah, this will hit 13-12.
Tim the Tool Man. Hammer it.
So looking to Sunday, Whip Snakes versus Cannons. Dear God, this could be an ugly one.
Gonna be a
Whip
20-goal game.
Whip Snakes are -2.5. Over unders 24.5. Are we all taking the Whip Snakes?
I am.
You'd be dumb not to, in my opinion.
So are you taking them?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, I am as well.
Also, it's a podcast. You don't have to say my opinion. That's what this is for. We got it.
It's true. Do the Whip Snakes hit the over by themselves?
Yo,
Wow.
chill.
Just kidding.
Chill. chill, dude. That was
Do you like the over
no
24 and a half? You don't?
I think whip snakes are
Dude.
Gonna, I think the
I think
fourth could be ugly.
I'm just thinking Whip Snake's offense versus Morocco in that defense.
Dude, but like they are gonna like slow it down like a little bit. I don't think they're gonna like.
Yeah, but they did that against the Atlas. They still put up 8 or 16.
Yeah, but dude, Kankana wasn't seeing anything. Anything.
Do you think Morocco's going to see better?
No,
Dude,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's not.
It has to do where we are in the season. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's got a lot
Once
to do
the
with it,
game's
actually.
over, like if I'm coach, I'm putting like Keegan Khan, I'm putting all the rookies out there to get their stuff in.
Yeah, that's.
I think
fair.
Lyle
That's
might
fair.
take 50 shots. Honestly,
He should. He
I think he's
should.
gonna have like a Curry kind
No
of.
one should shoot the ball except Lyle or Asher in the second half.
Yes.
Last game of the weekend, Atlas Chaos.
What's the
Mm,
spread?
Is there a wager on this one? Atlas is minus 1.5.
Absolutely. There has to be a wager on this.
Over unders 24.5. Let's hear it. What do we got?
15. My boys win.
Straight up?
Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
Sure.
You cannot turn that down.
Backs
No.
against the wall, man. We've been here.
That's a good point. This is the last week of the regular season.
Yeah, we have been here. So, yeah, I think.
No, wait, sorry. There's 2 more weekends. Oh wait, yeah, this is the last weekend.
Oh, this is
last
it.
weekend,
This is
yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
that's a good point. Chaos have nothing to lose.
like this is house money, man.
that's why I'm nervous about it, because like they have to win, like they have to. So
I mean, they don't.
I mean-
Cannons are not going to win. So
do you want to take? I mean, what I'm saying is you don't take that chance though. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Correct.
I'll take that chance.
but
But no, I got chaos, and I'm so glad we don't have to watch this game together. I'm so.
I'm so
I'm
glad.
kind of mad we don't, but yeah. I think it's going to be an awesome game. I'm really nervous about Chaos's outside shooters.
It's fair
Yeah,
point.
Mako
And-
is gonna make your boy Kankana look like an idiot.
Dude, I know. And I'm just nervous about Josh Byrne too. And I don't know, he's kind of one of those unguardable guys right now. He's
Yes.
in his bag, right? And it's just I hope to God a shorty doesn't get rotated onto him.
Well, we
And
love the highlights though. We love seeing the highlights.
That's true. We do.
I think I've watched that split dodge
Dude.
maybe 100 times. Like with the top left,
And also, it was going so fast. He
So
put
fast,
everything he had in it.
I think the goalie just ducked. He was like, nope.
Like, oh,
I
yeah,
mean, it was a business decision. I don't blame him.
that is
Oh,
right. Right.
By far my favorite highlight besides the
Between the legs.
what's his name?
Charlie
Whoever it
Bertrand.
was. Charlie Bertrand. Besides that one.
I gotta say, Asher's 70-yard pass is up there for me. But
Really?
yeah, that entire sequence is some of the best lacrosse I've seen in my entire life, for sure. Like easily.
If,
I guess-
if it was a closer game, it would have gotten a lot more attention.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just right before the half. I mean, it was just like it was
Yeah.
perfect, man. Like for him to save that rebound, it's like remember Morocco's save last year? Wow.
That was
We talked
probably the
about that. That
the
was
play that should have been number 1 of the season.
for sure.
Absolutely.
I flip-flopped a few times on this one. I said very early in the season Atlas would not lose 2 in a row. It's not in their mentality. They've lost 2 in a row. There's no chance the Atlas are losing 3 in a row. So I gotta take Atlas 1.5 here.
Yeah. I'll take my Atlas on that.
I was teasing myself with the over in this one, but
What is it?
it's 24.5, which is high. And with Blaze, and if Concannon plays well, I don't see that happening.
I think Ken's this is a really good comeback game for him. He needs to
I think so too.
still the guy.
I honestly
um,
think we're gonna have to rely on a lot of our like Chris Gray on the run shots kind of stuff
Yeah.
because dude, your guys' interior defense with not saying that, you know, Chris
Relatively.
Gray and Jeff T are like big guys or
Yeah.
I guess not athletes, but I ain't going in there with Newman and fucking Rowlett
Oh man.
throwing lumber like they do. Like
No,
Well,
man.
that's Nova kid, by the way.
Rowlett is?
Yeah, he
I
went to
know.
Robinson.
Where'd he go?
Did he?
Robinson.
Oh, that
Oh.
sucks.
Um,
I hate him.
I know.
but yeah, it's like I'm nervous we have to rely on our outside shots, which is gonna just slow us down. We'll probably see a few like 2-pointers from Romar. Just because,
Sure. I think this is
Does
gonna be a good
Does that
head-to-head
slow
coaching.
you down? You guys have the most 2-pointers in the league.
no, but what I'm saying, I think like as we see with the Chrome, like they have inside finishers, you don't have to rely on the outside shot, and if you have one of those,
That's fair.
right?
Yeah.
So I think if
That's fair.
anything, that's what we're missing right now. We have Gray, great feeder, great outside shot, but like in the PLL, his stature, I don't think is,
Sure.
he's not a Chris, not a Cloutier or someone who's can body or a Rambo. So
True.
I think,
It's a big game for both of us too. So
yeah,
it's gonna be crazy.
It is big. I mean, the seedings right now are going to get shooken up pretty
Oh yeah.
pretty
big time.
nicely. So
whoever. So like, if Water Dogs lose and we win, Dogs play the Whips, right? Is that how it works? Or is
It's
it
record and
still?
then differential.
Oh, go different. I forget about that.
yeah, goal differential is the second. Let me pull it up because James and I talked about this last week. Just
Yeah, we had that like hypothetical graph.
because like Whip Snakes are in the championship series, so like right now, Atlas would play Water Dogs. The winner of that game plays Whip Snakes in semis, which is crazy, but because Atlas is 4, Water Dogs are 5. So Chrome would play Chaos 2 versus 7, and then Archers would play Redwoods, and the winner of those games would play each other.
Wow.
Jeez.
Yeah,
It's great that there's not a wrong answer. It's not like when we
it's
see-
not, and as they are right now, Chrome has a pretty easy trip to the championship.
Sure.
They have to beat Chaos and then the winner of Archers Redwoods.
True.
But
I don't really want to see the Redwoods in the playoffs.
I don't either.
I really don't. If Rob,
But I think the Archers could beat the Redwoods.
but they're the Saints, man. It's playoff time.
They are this. Damn it! All right, that's Redwoods
They're
win.
the Saints. I mean,
Yeah. So like, if Atlas lose and they drop to 5, it depends, because if that means Archers move up to, or Archers are at 3. So if Atlas lose and they drop to 5, Water Dogs would move up to 4. So they would just flip flop. So right now, there's a good chance Atlas and Water Dogs still play each other.
Yep.
Wow. Chaos need to move up to try and not have to face Chrome, I think.
that would be ideal.
That would suck, dude.
Yeah.
If we have to play the Whip Snakes in the semis, oh my god.
Yeah, that's
if
not-
somehow we beat Atlas, we have to play the Whip Snakes right afterwards.
Boys, don't forget.
That's a great way to sign us off here, Sam.
Yo, hold up.
I like that. It's it's just good motivation.
It's all right.
We're playing
bring
golf
that
this weekend, so
Oh yeah,
We are.
definitely.
Sam's
Yeah.
usually the worst of the 3 of us, so it's fine. But
I'm not gonna say lies on the internet. People do that enough. So Sam's the
it's
best.
true. This isn't Twitter. Sam's the best of the 3 of us.
He is. He is.
All right, well, that's all we got for this week. We will enjoy the games in Seattle this weekend,
Eesh.
and next week we'll be talking playoffs here. We'll have seedings done and be looking at playoff matchups, which is pretty crazy. The season went by pretty fast.
Yeah, it does go quite quick. I'm gonna look at tickets for DC. I've been getting emails about it.
I just saw a tweet about field seats in Audi Stadium, so I didn't see a price, but they are available. So if you really want to ball out, sit next to
Yeah.
Paul Rabel.
Maybe I'll use all the money I win from you guys in golf this weekend.
Wow. All right. Well, hope everyone has a
Yeah.
great weekend. Enjoy the games, and we will talk to y'all next week.
Peace.
Peace.